First look at the forecast. Here's weather specialist Noor Wafat.
Hey, thanks very much, Megan. Well, a whole range of conditions today in Toronto. You want sunshine? We've got it. Cloud cover? We've got it. And some rain as well. We also have got that. 12 degrees just now outside the Toronto airport. Some winds from the north, and we've got some sunny breaks as well. It was beautiful earlier today from southwestern Ontario all the way to the east. Lovely wall-to-wall sunshine it was for some, and that warmed things up to about a high of 18 degrees in Toronto. You can see that has since changed. We've got that northerly flow, of course, making things cooler. And then you've also got that cloud cover and the rain. For other communities, though, a whole lot more than that. That thunderstorm activity that we were predicting, it is here around Cottage Country, pushing into the Sioux. And the risk continues till about 8, 9 o'clock tonight into areas like Peterborough and Muskoka. Going to see it move out of areas like Niagara Falls and Buffalo maybe around the next hour or two. Monday starts off beautiful. You'll see plenty of sunny breaks. It'll be just a gorgeous commute to work, but as the afternoon rolls around, here again comes that risk of thunderstorms, now headed mostly towards eastern parts of Ontario. Temperature-wise, well, still below average overnight tonight, but reasonable in Toronto. 8 degrees, 5 in Wyerton, 9 towards North Bay, and heading into tomorrow, 17 degrees that high, still below average, but some sunshine, and now a switch up in that wind direction for a brief break in the afternoon. Megan?
All right, thanks so much, Noor.
Well, what a difference some sunshine and a change in wind direction can make on those temperatures. A high of about 18 degrees for Toronto tomorrow. I have high hopes we might climb more than that, maybe 20 degrees, who knows, but it's going to be a lovely day come tomorrow with that sunshine bright and early and extending into your afternoon. It's been a pattern of cooler temperatures around this side of the country for a long time now, it seems, with that rain, that cloud cover lingering for several days. The opposite unfolding in the western parts of the country. We're seeing that high heat yet again that, if you remember, just last week was well south in the United States. Well, it is spreading all the way to the north, across the prairies into northern Ontario, parts of Quebec and the east as well. So you can see it'll reach, for some, dangerous levels in the prairies. Those highs at around 30, 31 degrees, maybe even more. And of course, that's a big risk when it comes to the wildfires. Some of those temperatures near that range as you head towards parts of Quebec and even parts of the Maritimes. Not going to see 30-degree highs in Toronto anytime soon, but we will climb to that seasonal range multiple times in the coming week. So tomorrow, hoping to get to maybe 20 degrees with all of that sunshine. Risk of thunderstorms around Kingston, as we mentioned, in the afternoon. Tuesday, starting to see some high clouds pop up as the day progresses. Expecting still some dry conditions heading into the start of your Wednesday. But as the evening rolls around, you might start to see that rain materialize. So it will be a wet evening on Wednesday. A little bit suspicious about how long that rain's going to last. I think it'll linger around for a couple of days, and you'll see some cooler temperatures at times, but hopefully some dry breaks heading into your weekend. 21 in Windsor tomorrow, 21 London, 22 in Sudbury, and 24 in Ottawa. Let's zoom in for some more temperatures. 21 in Milton and 15 in Cobourg, closer to the water. How will things fare for the rest of the week? Well, cooler on Wednesday with that cloud cover, the chance of showers. Again, I'm a little bit suspicious of this dry stretch. I think maybe some of that rain could extend to Friday, maybe parts of Saturday on and off, but Sunday, hopefully some drier breaks, 17 degrees with a mix of sun and cloud.
First look at the forecast. Here's weather specialist Noor Wafat.
Hey, thanks very much, Megan. Well, you can expect to feel a bit of that chill in the air overnight tonight in Toronto. We're down to the single digits, 8 degrees. Our average low, 11 degrees. There's some cloud cover, but things are dry in the city. Today, it was nice to see those temperatures rise to the upper teens in Toronto. 18 degrees for that high. Some communities not even getting there. Waterloo, London, I'm looking at you. 15s for those highs, 16 all the way towards Kingston. It was the sunshine early in the morning that helped us just get to that range, warming up many communities from the southwest all the way to the east. And then that northerly flow moved in, the cloud cover, the rain moved in, and in some areas the thunderstorms also moved in. And we know thunderstorms bring relief from the high heat. I'd hardly call that high heat at all, but that's another story. Yes, and so things started to cool down as you headed into the early evening. Those temperatures coming down even further after the sun sets. Tomorrow, beautiful conditions for the start of your day. Your Monday commute will be just gorgeous with another chance to see some wall-to-wall sunshine. Guess what happens when the afternoon rolls around? Another risk of those thunderstorms, but now around the Kingston region, Quinte West, maybe into Peterborough and Cobourg as well. Toronto, not expecting to see that thunderstorm activity, expecting to see a lot of sunshine though as the day progresses. Temperatures, well, a high of 18 degrees is what we're forecasting. I have high hope we could climb further, maybe 20 degrees. Can we do it, guys? We'll have to wait and see. Megan?
All right, thanks so much, Noor. We're joined now on the desk by weather specialist Noor Rafat. And Noor, you were just telling me, sounds like some less wet conditions on the way.
Isn't that good news, Megan?
I think so.
We've been in the wet conditions for, seems like days upon days.
Definitely.
Now. Yeah, so good to hear some good news is on the way. Sunshine, climbing temperatures. It will be a brief break before the wet weather rolls back in, and at times thunderstorms as well. But we're forecasting highs about as warm or as mild as we saw today in Toronto. 18 degrees, a lot of sunshine, especially earlier in the day. So hoping potentially we could climb to further than just 18 degrees. Expecting dry conditions overall through the course of the day. Temperatures have been lagging behind, if you've noticed. I'm sure you've noticed the past little while since the middle of last week. Really, we've been seeing that persistent rain, that persistent cloud cover, the cooler air taking over. And yes, it's not just a Toronto thing. This extends all the way to Atlantic Canada, which is still dealing with some cool conditions as well. You can see very clearly where the warmest air in the country sits, and it's going to get to some dangerous levels in the next few days. Watch that high heat materialize and that ridge start to unfold into the prairies, northern Ontario as well. Some of these temperatures also extending to the east. So we're looking at highs into the low 30s for many communities. Of course, that may sound pleasant on this side of the country, but when you've got some serious wildfires burning out of control, and the risk, of course, still ongoing and expected to increase with the dry weather that they're having, this is not a good situation. So we're going to be very watchful of how the firefighting efforts will unfold in the next few days. Certainly conditions like that will make it harder for those first responders. Over here, not expecting 30-degree highs anytime soon, but some communities in Ontario will start to see those temperatures rise into the mid to upper 20s. Toronto, well, we'll see in just a moment. Your thunderstorm risk in Kingston around the Peterborough region tomorrow, 3-4 o'clock. It moves out Tuesday. Another beautiful sunny start to the day. High clouds start to move in as the afternoon progresses, but still expecting dry conditions all the way until Sunday evening. That's when you're expected to see the wet weather start to roll through, and it could linger for a little while heading into the latter half of the week. When that wet weather rolls in, you'll notice a shift in temperatures, cooling down slightly in many communities that are experiencing those wet conditions. So 24 in Ottawa tomorrow, 22 Sudbury, North Bay, 17 Sault Ste. Marie, 18 in Toronto, but as I mentioned, high hopes that hopefully we could climb to above that number. 21 in Guelph, 23 in Bradford, and 21 heading towards the eastern sides of the province. Down to 14 degrees on Wednesday with that rain. I'm a little bit suspicious by this dry stretch. I think we could see some rain Thursday, maybe on and off into Friday, but some drier breaks heading into the weekend. Still, temperatures lagging behind.